Hello everyone! Today we will talk about forgotten technologies. These are inventions that were brilliant, creative, amazing, but, for some reason, the world almost forgot them. We will explore several incredible inventions. Many people think television started in the 1930s or 40s, but it started even earlier. In the year 1925, a Scottish inventor named John Logie Baird created the first working television. It was very different from today's TVs. It used a spinning disc called a Nipkow disc. The disc had small holes. Light passed through the holes, images appeared on a small screen. Imagine watching moving pictures for the first time. The images were small. They were black and white. People had to stand very close to see them. But the feeling of seeing a moving picture for the first time was magical. This was the beginning of television. The second story is about electricity. You may know Nikola Tesla. He was a genius, but some of his ideas were too advanced for his time. Tesla dreamed of sending electricity without wires. He wanted power to flow to homes and cities invisibly. He built a huge tower in Shoreham, New York. It was called the Wardenclyffe Tower. He believed it could send power to everyone. But investors lost confidence. Tesla ran out of money. The tower was never completed. Imagine a world where cities were powered without wires. No power lines, no cables. Today, wireless charging is just a small version of that dream. The third story is about sound and light. In the year 1880, Alexander Graham Bell invented a device called the photophone. The photophone sent sound on a beam of light. It was like a telephone using sunlight. Bell sent a message across a small distance. The voice traveled on the light beam. It was heard clearly at the other end. This invention is amazing. Imagine speaking to someone without wires, using light instead of electricity in cables. Today, fiber optics works on the same idea. Bell did this more than 100 years ago. People almost forgot it. Story 4. The picture phone. Let us start with something that feels completely normal today. Video calling. Today, millions of people make video calls every single day. People talk to their families. Companies hold meetings across continents. Students attend classes online, all while seeing each other's faces on a screen. It feels ordinary. But the idea of video calling is much older than most people realize. In the year 1964, the American telecommunications company AT&T introduced a device called the picture phone. This machine allowed two people to see each other while talking on the telephone. At the time, this felt almost magical. Imagine living in the 1960s. Long-distance phone calls were still expensive. Television had only a few channels. And suddenly, a device appeared that allowed people to talk and see each other at the same time. It felt like something from the future. The picture phone used a small camera built into the terminal. The video signal traveled through special communication lines designed for the system. On the other side, another picture phone displayed the live image on a small screen. Two people could sit in different cities and look directly at each other while talking. Today, we take this for granted, but in 1964, it felt like science fiction. But there was a serious problem. Actually, there were several problems. The equipment was very expensive. The network infrastructure required special lines, and the monthly service fees were extremely high. For most people, it was simply too expensive to justify. Slowly, interest faded. The picture phone project was eventually abandoned. But the idea itself was never wrong. The world simply needed smaller electronics, faster data networks, and more powerful computers. Decades later, video calling finally became part of everyday life. Sometimes the right idea simply arrives too early. Story 5. Bubble memory. Now let us look at something very different. Something extremely small, but once considered extremely important. This story is about magnetic bubble memory. In the 1970s, engineers were searching for better ways to store digital information. Computers were becoming more powerful, but data storage was still a challenge. Hard drives already existed, but they were large machines with spinning disks and moving parts. These mechanical systems could wear out, they could fail, and they required careful maintenance. Scientists wanted something more reliable, something solid, something without moving parts. This search led to a fascinating invention called bubble memory. Inside a very thin magnetic material, tiny magnetic regions could form. Under a microscope, these regions appeared as small, circular shapes. They looked like tiny bubbles floating inside the material. Each bubble represented a piece of digital information, a 0 or a 1. Engineers could move these bubbles across the surface of the material using carefully controlled magnetic fields. It was almost like guiding tiny beads along invisible tracks. As the bubbles moved through the system, they could be read and written as digital data. This technology had several impressive advantages. It had no moving mechanical parts. It was extremely durable. It could survive vibration and harsh environments. And perhaps most importantly, it could keep information even when the power was turned off. For a short time, bubble memory looked like the future of computer storage. Some industrial machines and early computers even used it. Engineers imagined a world where computers would store their data inside tiny magnetic bubbles. But technology continued to evolve. Semiconductor memory chips quickly improved. They became smaller, faster, and cheaper. Flash memory and modern storage technologies eventually replaced bubble memory. Today, almost nobody remembers it. But for a brief moment in history, bubble memory looked like the next great step in digital storage. Story 6. The arc transmitter. Now, let us travel even further back in time, to the early days of wireless communication. Today, radio transmitters are small electronic devices. They are precise, efficient, and easy to control. But in the early days of radio technology, engineers were still experimenting. They tried many unusual methods to generate radio waves. One of the most fascinating inventions from that era was the arc transmitter. This device used an electric arc to generate radio signals. An electric arc is a bright spark of electricity that jumps between two metal electrodes. It looks almost like a tiny lightning bolt. Inside an arc transmitter, this electrical arc produced a continuous radio frequency signal. This signal could travel through the air across very long distances. Early wireless stations used arc transmitters to send messages across oceans. Ships at sea could receive wireless signals from far away. For the first time in history, ships were no longer completely isolated on the open ocean. They could receive information, warnings, and emergency messages. This technology helped improve maritime safety and communication around the world. For its time, the arc transmitter was revolutionary. But it also had serious limitations. The machines were very large. They required enormous amounts of electrical power. They generated heat, and they were difficult to control precisely. Eventually, a new technology appeared: vacuum tube transmitters. These electronic devices were smaller and far more controllable. Later, transistor electronics made radio transmitters even smaller and more efficient. Today, arc transmitters are almost completely forgotten, but they helped build the early foundation of global wireless communication. Story 7. The first digital camera. Our final story today is about photography, and it may surprise you, because digital photography is older than most people think. Today, billions of digital photographs are taken every single day. People use smartphones to capture moments instantly. Images can be shared across the world in seconds. But the very first digital camera appeared long before smartphones existed. In the year 1975, an engineer named Steven Sasson built the first digital camera while working at Kodak. At that time, Kodak was one of the most powerful photography companies in the world. Their business depended on photographic film. But Steven Sasson had a different idea. He wondered if it would be possible to capture images electronically, without using film at all. His prototype camera looked very unusual. It was large, heavy, and built from many experimental electronic components. Instead of film, it used a light sensor to capture an image. That image was converted into digital data. The camera stored the digital image onto a cassette tape. Yes, a cassette tape. Taking a single photograph required more than 20 seconds. The image resolution was extremely low by modern standards. But the concept was revolutionary. For the first time, light was captured, converted into numbers, and stored as digital information. Those numbers could later be reconstructed into an image on a screen. In other words, this was the birth of digital photography. However, many executives at the time did not believe digital cameras would become important. Film photography was extremely profitable, and many people believed digital imaging would never replace film. History proved them wrong. Today, nearly every camera in the world is digital, and billions of photographs are captured every day. Final reflection. Now, let us step back and look at these stories together. We saw the picture phone, an early vision of video communication. We explored the strange world of bubble memory, a technology that almost became the future of data storage. We traveled back to the art transmitter, one of the earliest tools of wireless communication. And finally, we discovered the first digital camera. Each of these inventions was brilliant. Each one pushed technology forward. Some disappeared, some were replaced, and some were simply ahead of their time. Technology is not only about success. It is also about experimentation, strange ideas, bold attempts, and visionary thinking. Sometimes the most important inventions are the ones people almost forget. And that is what makes the history of technology so fascinating.